Well, welcome back, everybody. Heaven and Health. I am here with Terri Hutchinson, my good friend, and we are talking this week about emotional health. And this topic is so near and dear to my heart because I live this. And so today we're going to talk about low activity tolerance. So, Terri, paint us a picture of why low activity tolerance can create anxiety and depression.
Well, I recently called to check in on a dear friend, and she has Parkinson's. And she relayed that the day before, she had awoke with some energy. And of course, she felt that she could tackle quite a few things on her to-do list. And she did. She told me everything she did. And there were I'd say there were at least what I would say is three high energy tasks and a couple low energy tasks. Well, the day I called her, the day after those activities, she was exhausted, completely wiped out. I mean, taking a shower that morning was like she had to lay down. And she took advantage of a high energy day only to pay the consequences. And so, when it comes to chronic illnesses, you know, each each illness and each individual has a level of activity tolerance. So, activity tolerance is basically how much energy you can expend before you start to feel bad, right? Um, and you can call it activity intolerance or activity tolerance. But the bottom line is if the person exceeds their energy level, there's physical fatigue, but there's also mental and emotional weariness as well. There's
Yeah.
feelings of depression, worthlessness, maybe embarrassment, because they can't do what other people their age can do. There's anxiety and dejection sets in. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, right, Jojo?
I do. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I had fibro probably most of my life since I was a kid. And I do understand. They call it the spoon theory for fibromyalgia. So it's like you have so many spoons each day. And
Okay.
when you have a high energy day, you use all your spoons. Sometimes you borrow some spoons from the next day.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's a great analogy. Your mind says you can, but your body can't follow through.
right.
And then, of course, you compare past abilities with present ones, or you compare, maybe 2 days ago with what you're able to do today. And that's where the anxiety and the dejection comes in and that depression, because you're like, I don't understand. I could do that and now I can't. And, the anxiety activates as you falter to accomplish what you want. And of course, the anxiety also prompts questions focused on future care and what you won't be able to do for yourself. And all of this just becomes a spiral, right? And
Yeah.
you just kind of go down a hole. Um, I did want to ask you, Jojo, during that time that you had so little energy and motivation, how did it affect you when you couldn't do a task that you were able to do the week before?
Well, sometimes it was the day before. And so, yeah, I mean, from minute to minute, you never know how much energy you have. And you feel like you're lazy. I was told I was lazy. As a kid, I was told I was lazy. I remember being uh, going to a skating rink with my son, and I was outside the rink, just like in the lobby, because it's freezing in there. And so I came out and I was just sitting and I was talking to another mom. And she said, well, you look fine, so you should have energy. I mean, you just feel like you have to prove that you are sick, that you have a problem, and you feel like maybe you are lazy. You start to wonder, is it
Well,
really you?
yeah, can you say to yourself, well, am I just not trying hard enough?
Yeah.
Is there something I could be doing to make myself
Am
um
I making a mountain out of a molehill?
right, exactly. I mean, and the thing is with, when you only have so many spoons or you only have so much energy for the day, there are so many ways you can overdo it. And this is why you can avoid that if you plan your day or week. And this is what I suggested to my friend. That way, you can resist the temptation to overdo and exhaust your body. And one way you can do this is with an activity tolerance planner. So, keeping in mind, we have high energy tasks and low energy tasks, right? So, high energy tasks they require a lot more energy from you. And it's individual. So, maybe sweeping is a high energy task for you. But for somebody else, that might be a low energy task, right? Whereas going to the grocery store, pushing a cart with groceries, that's going to be a high energy task.
I
So,
love that you said, I want to stop for a second. I
yeah,
love that you said for some people, this may be a high energy task, but for some, it may be a low, because everybody is different. So somebody with fibro may not be exactly like me with fibro. And by the way, me with fibro 1 minute may be different than me with fibro the next minute, too.
right, right. It's not, it, it's not stagnant, right? There are peaks and valleys.
Yes.
And so that's what I want you to remember is that you need to evaluate based on you and not comparing yourself to somebody else, what they're capable of doing. No. So and remember that a high energy output task not only taxes you physically, but also mentally. And there can be high energy tasks that you're only using your brain, but that still qualifies. Let's say you're trying to do the budget or pay the bills. You know, you have a mental fatigue. This is what long COVID is, right?
Yes.
So there's mental fatigue along with physical fatigue. So don't just limit it to the physical aspect.
That's a very good point.
hmm And then, of course, you cannot compare one high energy day to another. So last week, you were able to accomplish two high energy tasks in one day. And today, this day, you feel like you could do a repeat. But soon, after your first high energy task, you realize your energy is waning and you need to listen to your body. You can't go, but I had two high energy task plan and I could do it. I could do it last week. That's off the table. You have to you can plan, but then you can also adjust.
Super.
So, I mean, do you agree with me, Jojo, that you need to nurture a high energy day as much as a low energy day?
Absolutely, you do. I know from personal experience with fibromyalgia because you can do too much, and sometimes you don't know it's too much until it is too much.
Yeah, that's true too. So basically, you need to respect the energy level available to you in the present moment and readjust your plan.
Right.
Comparison brings discouragement, and it's so important to find contentment in what you can do and give yourself grace for what is available to you in the moment. Now, the activity tolerance planner shows you. So if you use this planner, you can list for the week the high energy tasks and the low energy tasks. And then based on that day, you copy base how you feel. You copy over one or two high energy, maybe one low energy, or maybe the only thing you can do are two low energy tasks. So you write that on. But what you're doing is you're marking through the task in the list of the two boxes, high energy, low energy. And so that at the end of the week, you will see what you accomplished, right? Because if you just keep it all in your brain, well, I have this running to-do list. I wanted to mop the floors. I wanted to clean the toilet. I wanted to clean out that drawer, and then at the end of the week, all you remember is what you didn't get done.
Yes.
And that you can't live on that. That's not good emotionally or mentally. So when you have the an activity tolerance planner, you're focusing on what you did get done, what you did accomplish. And then that gives you a sense that you are achieving. You're taking care of yourself, right? So um and that brings us to our challenge because I have a freebie for you. It's an
Yes.
activity tolerance planner to help
Yes.
you manage your energy output and reduce anxiety and those unhelpful thoughts associated with reduced activity levels. And so for those of us who struggle with energy management, you can use this planner for 1 month. And if you don't struggle with energy management, then you can just share it with someone who does. In fact, share the whole video because even if this doesn't pertain to you, you may know somebody that could so
Yeah.
benefit.
There are so many people that are struggling with all kinds of chronic illness and chronic issues that keep them, from being able to do all that they want to do. And you're so right. It is not just a physical struggle. It is an emotional struggle because of all the things you think you should have, could have, would have done. And thank you so much for gifting us this amazing tool that we can use. And we'll put that below this video when it airs, and you can have that. One thing I do want to, so I do want to challenge you to download that bit that Terri was giving us and utilize that or pass it along to someone that you know. But I do want to also say, reach out to me if you or someone you know is struggling with this kind of honest issue with energy level. I can help you. For me, I found not just a way to lose the weight that I had, but I found ways to help people with energy. When I got the nutrition that my particular body needed, not just, somebody my age, somebody my size, whatever, but my particular body, my particular lifestyle, habits, mindsets, everything was addressed. I got my energy back. So we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago when Terri was on, where we were talking about how you can wait for God to heal us, or wait for God to fix something, or wait for God to get us something. I waited decades to get my energy. And I now at 63 have more energy than I did in my late 20s. And I help people with that. I can't say how much energy you're going to be able to get, but a lot more than you have now. So if you want to reach out and I can help you, I have a free consultation, no obligation whatsoever. And do get Terri's wonderful gift for us or pass that along because it really is a great tool for us to be able to document how much energy we're using and to know that we're doing a great job considering everything we're doing. Thank you so much, Terri, for all of that and for our free gift. And
Sure, no problem.
awesome. Thank you for being on as usual. Terri Hutchinson from Anchored Not Anxious will be back next month. Talk to you all later. See you next week.